Live from the capital, Gaborone, this is BTV News at 9 o'clock. I am Komotso Mapani. Botswana and Guinea-Bissau emphasized the need to elevate and deepen relations. President Boko says civil society has a critical role to ensure effective governance.
And in sport, local table tennis umpire Ritan Taha returns home from officiating at the World Table Tennis Tournament.
Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Good evening. President of Guinea-Bissau, General Umaro Sissoco Embalo, is in Botswana for a two-day working visit. Following his arrival this afternoon, President General Embalo said paid a courtesy call on President Advocate Duma Boko, wherein they engaged in official talks, emphasizing the need to elevate and deepen the two countries' relations. President Boko noted that they can explore avenues and strengthen cooperation in a number of sectors, including agriculture, mining, health, and education. For his part, President General Embalo said Guinea-Bissau is ready to tap into Botswana's rich experience in mining. The two leaders reiterated the need to rightfully position Africa as a continent with riches. Meanwhile, President General Embalo will tour Diamond Technology Park on Thursday.
We look to agriculture in this country to become a key driver of development. We want to engage in climate-smart agriculture, and we will work hand in hand with you. We also have been involved actively for a very long time and have immense experience and expertise in mining. And I appreciate that you have intentions to venture into mining of, among others, bauxite, cobalt. And we are ready to work with you, to share with you experiences and to deploy expertise as you may require to aid your growth, your development, and your responsible exploitation of the mineral wealth of your country.
We can definitely change Africa. And I recognize that jointly we can explore our avenues to strengthen our fraternal cooperation between our two countries. Our countries have always worked together within international bodies, particularly at the UN, where we have united our efforts to defend our common interests and preserve world peace. I am convinced that with your leadership and my own, that we can have a very fruitful cooperation. We know that Botswana has a large experience and expertise in mining. So we wish to share that experience as well as your experience within the climate change. So in exchanges with within the education field with students.
President Advocate Duma Boko has emphasized the critical role of a strong civil society in ensuring good governance. President Boko shared this during a discussion with the visiting Lord Collins of Highbury, who is in Botswana on a two-day visit aimed at strengthening bilateral ties between the two nations. The discussion highlighted how Botswana could benefit from the UK's frameworks, especially in regard to labor relations. Kikantse Khumalo reports.
The meeting between President Boko and Lord Collins centered on various avenues to improve governance and economic development in Botswana. President Boko pointed out that a robust civil society is essential for holding the government accountable and ensuring transparency.
We know that you personally are very strong in your appreciation of the trade union movement and other civil society organizations. We would like ourselves here to be in solid partnerships with civil society and in our setting, civil society is really headquartered in the trade union movement, because it is the most organized and well-resourced detachment of civil society. And we need a very strong civil society to keep us in check, to keep us on the straight and narrow. And so we would appreciate your experiences, sharing with us the path or the paths that you've trodden in relation to your relations with the trade unions in your country. And so we appreciate how governments and government institutions sometimes work, where the processes are dilatory. It takes a lot of time, people sitting around the table. We want to take more time out on the field, doing things, transforming. And we trust that there will be a lot of hand-holding from yourselves, partnerships that are durable and meaningful and are mutually beneficial.
Unemployment remains a challenge for Botswana and Africa at large, and Lord Collins, who is the Under-Secretary of State of Africa, highlighted that Botswana has untapped potential in several sectors that she could focus on to create more job opportunities, paving way for sustainable economic growth.
One of the things that I have been very keen to focus on when I was at the Food Summit in Kigali was how, in terms of creating jobs, that you look at your industries and strengths and markets and particularly deliver added value, create those conditions, whether it's the extractive industries. And by the way, the G7 verification node for diamonds has been an important platform for that, and I think also creates the conditions for confidence building.
Lord Collins' visit also aims to explore how the partnership between Botswana and the UK can evolve, especially in light of recent global economic challenges. Kikanse Kumalo, Botswana Television, Gaborone.
Still with the visiting UK legislators, this morning the Minister for International Relations, Dr. Penyo Budale, welcomed the United Kingdom Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Africa delegation. Welcoming the delegation, Dr. Budale emphasized the government commitment to strengthening the relationship with the UK government on critical sectors of the economy, including agriculture, foreign investment, renewable energy and health. For his part, Lord Collins indicated that the UK government remains resolute in collaborating with Botswana with a key mandate of revitalizing both economies, hence focusing on investment development as well as sustainable employment creation for youth amongst those critical sectors of the economy. The UK delegation is in Botswana until Thursday. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, the Ministry of Minerals and Energy hosted the UK delegation to discuss prospective collaborations and partnerships in the minerals and energy sector with the view to help grow both economies. Horata Morangani has more.
Discovery of minerals, particularly diamonds, has played a crucial role in transforming the country's economy. Botswana and the United Kingdom have built strong economic relations over the years in working and partnering, especially in areas of minerals and energy, and also finding ways to transform the mining sector.
But we are very pleased to have you in Botswana and to meet with you today. We are currently working on our strategy, and we are banking on partners such as yourselves to see that strategy come to life and to be implemented. We are looking at how we can, on one side, work on energy sustainability, self-sufficiency, but also a transition. We are looking to attract investment in these spaces. We are on the other side of minerals, looking at various technologies that will enable us to do geospatial mapping.
Botswana's aim is to become a regional player, capitalizing on the mining experience and venturing into midstream and downstream segments of the diamond industry.
That partnership is based on equals and respect, and that means actually addressing your priorities, understanding your priorities, not laying ours on top. But the outcome is something that if we both develop economic growth, it benefits both countries. Our new government, our first mission is economic growth, and we're determined to deliver on it. Not an easy path,
Yes.
Very difficult, particularly the current economic conditions we find ourselves in.
The Ministry of Minerals and Energy is currently on a mission to hold stakeholder engagements to improve stakeholder relations within the minerals and energy sector. Khorata Moranyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
In other news, cabinet ministers have been called to familiarize themselves with laws that regulate the power and positions they hold. Addressing cabinet ministers and senior government officials this morning during a two-day orientation in Gaborone, President Boko said once the ministers have a better understanding of the law and regulations, they will be more efficient. Monica Sutwaila has more.
This is the first orientation for the members of the 13th cabinet since their appointments. It is only right for the ministers to undergo orientation to equip them on the functions and new leadership roles they have assumed following the general elections.
You need to know, to be able to put your finger on the source, the fons et origo, the source and the origin of the power that you exercise as a minister, as a permanent secretary, as whatever position you hold. And when you are able to locate the source of the power, you can then appreciate the boundary lines, the borderlands of the power that you've been given. And most of the power lies in some legal instrument, some statutory provision. What does it say about what you can or cannot do? So always, and this is where the problem comes, which is why we have a lot of cases in the courts reviewing administrative decisions.
As each and every role comes with some sort of regulation, this platform will help them to discharge their mandate accordingly.
There has been a lot to take in. Perhaps, like many of you, I cannot claim to have been absorbed and understood. I cannot claim to have absorbed and understood everything we have been guided on, hence the importance of this retreat. And want to express my appreciation to the PSP and her team for putting together the program before us.
This retreat is basically intended to facilitate the cabinet with the trade tools. I'm saying trade tools because without that which they should be aware of, they may be not able to fully and efficiently discharge their mandates. And therefore, this will usher in a program that will assist them to do exactly that.
Going forward, serving the interests of the nation is what members should prioritize.
We made the choice and election to offer ourselves for election. We elected to present ourselves to the electorate as electable and were thus elected on the representations that we made, on the solemn undertakings and pledges on which we stand and on which we may fall if we are not serious or careful.
In order to succeed, President Boko said one major aspect that members must appreciate is the power of introspection as individuals and earn trust from the public. Monica Sotwaila, BTV News, Gaborone.
Acquiring permits in order to gather pane, firewood or grass for selling will be a thing of the past as government is about to implement regulations that allow for these to be gathered freely. Member of Parliament for Natagweta, Mr. Lawrence Okeditse, who's also the Assistant Minister of Health, revealed this development in a Khotla meeting in Mosetsi.
Ba ba tshela ha gongwe ka go kgetha bojang ba bangwe ba tshela ka go rema dikgomo mme dilo tse go ne go setse go twe batho ba di duelele jaanong re be re re ha re tsena nngwe ya ditshwetso tsa ntlha tse e leng gore tla diragala ke gore go nne le gone gore le gone go tshwara phane le sa di duelele ka gore sa ntlha ga le na one madi a di duelelang ka gore ga le bereke batho ba leng gore gongwe go apele re ka batla gore ba duelle bojang phane dikgolo le tse dingwe ke ba leng gore ba di dira commercial level e go godimo ke ba leng gore o taka traka ba tsa ile ntsintsintsi e be le gore jaanong ke bone ba leng gore ba dira di profit tse di go godimo ka yone kana ka bojang kana ka dikgolo ke bone ba leng gore ta lebella gore gongwe bone go botlhokwa gore ba duele ka gore ba dira madi a mantsi ka resource yone.
You're still with BTV News at 9 o'clock. The deputy school head for Pandagala Junior Secondary School in Tutume, Mr. Joseph Hopolang, says the school will reopen next week, Monday, due to a heavy storm that ravaged Tutume on Monday. Mr. Hopolang says they will use this week to clean up and prepare the classrooms. The rains also left some homesteads affected across the village. Terima Khoeng visited the school on Tuesday.
Heavy rainfall across the country continue to affect different areas, and in Totome, rainfall that occurred on Monday has affected some homesteads and Pandagala Junior Secondary School, something that resulted in the school not opening on Tuesday as expected. However, there are no notable damages in the school, only that the school needs thorough cleaning, and as such, it has been recommended that the school opens on Monday next week.
Iramile thata as Pandagala JSS because one metsi a tsene mo di classroom.
This rain affected us as Pandagala JSS because there was water in the classrooms and teachers' quarters. In the classrooms, fortunately, there was no damage as the students had not left any books. We have made a recommendation that the school should open on Monday next week, but the final decision lies with the authorities.
But mimo kana go talaola bone bagolwane ba rona recommendation e rise go bone santse re metsi phetolo.
About 10 homes have been affected and disaster management team is working around the clock to help the victims.
About 98 millimeters.
Yesterday there was rainfall of about 98 millimeters, which took about 2 to 3 hours. It caused damage to some property. We are visiting the affected homes. From the 10 homes we have visited, properties like beds and food, amongst others, have been damaged. And in such conditions, we provide food as the council. One of the victims outlined the damage done by the rainstorm. The rain started around 11 a.m. and at 1 p.m. it was still raining. My chickens have died. The residents have been encouraged to always be vigilant and prepare for any disaster that may occur during the current rainy season. Terima Khoeng, BTV News, Totome.
Raya Primary School in Kazungula opened its doors to welcome the very first batch of pupils on Tuesday. The school, constructed by the Chinese government in 2019 at the tune of 80 million pula as a gift, was officially opened in October last year. Kialeboga Eole reports.
Kazungula village is 10 kilometers from Kasane, and all along the village had only one primary school, something which forced some parents to take their children to schools in the nearby villages. This now will become a thing of the past, as Raya Primary School has opened its doors to welcome about 480 students to pursue their academic studies. The Chinese government has donated 80 million pula to this country to construct this structure, which will go a long way in securing the education of our children.
80 million.
Raya is hoped to become a center of academic excellence by producing the best results in the district.
Raya is a school of excellence. And there is still in a school of excellence.
We wanted to ensure that Raya is a school of excellence by having 2 classes in each standard, even though we have only 480 students.
In AB, 2AB, standard 6. But now we have 480. Most schools are Raya primary.
It's a school of excellence.
Let us make sure that this school is a school of excellence, a school that we can be proud of. Parents say the school will help to address the main challenge of sending their children to distant schools. Kasane is far from here. This school will help us because now our children will be closer to the school. We will not spend money on transport. This school is going to help us because our children will no longer have to travel great distances just to go to school. This facility has 14 classrooms and 15 teachers' quarters. BTV News, Kazungula.
The Secretary General of the Botswana National Front, BNF, who's also the Minister for Local Government and Traditional Affairs, Mr. Getlalefile Motshegwa, says that the bonds they have built with political parties around the world can help influence them to improve some of their initiatives during their tenure as government. Mr. Motshegwa was speaking at a press conference in Gaborone on Tuesday, following the attendance of the 113th anniversary of the African National Congress in South Africa by a BNF delegation. Tsolofelo Tombale reports.
The Botswana National Front opened their first press conference since the coalition they are part of, the Umbrella for Democratic Change, took over the reins of Botswana government, with reflections from their recent trip to South Africa, where they attended the African National Congress's 113th anniversary. The BNF, which enjoys close ties with the ANC and other social democratic political parties around the world, emphasized that the trip allowed them to exchange knowledge with the party about best practices.
As a party or as an organization, let's for instance, har engage le bona gape as a party in government, le rona as a party that is part of government, ba bua ka dikgang tsa their solution towards fixing the local government. Ele nngwe ya dikgang tse ba buang ka tsone jaaka re itse gore le rona ka kwano re na le an aspiration to modernize, reposition local government.
O tshwantse gore ha o le mo pusong on first of all principled. Corruption is one of the key issues. The
party leadership also shared that despite the depleted national coffers, they believe they will still be able to deliver on the UDC's campaign promises.
This country is rich. This country can improve the quality of life of its people. And this government will make sure that the quality of life of these people, its people, improve. dilo tse dintsi di supa gore lehatshe le ke lehatshe le le humileng.
Ideology, that ideology is a set of beliefs.
We believe as the BNF in striving to eliminate poverty that people deserve to live decent lives and earn decent wages. As of today, we are focused on working to give pensioners 1,800. The BNF also announced that their central committee will hold an evaluation exercise on the 1st of February of their 2024 program and develop a program of action for 2025, which will inform their contribution to the new ruling government. Solofala Tombali, BTV News, Gaborone.
Liza Osekeng follows with sport news.
Thank you so much, Komotso. Good evening. I am Liza Osekeng with your World of Sport. And in our leading story, local table tennis umpire Rita Ntagha has just arrived from Linz, Austria, where she officiated at the World Table Tennis Tournament. Still at the tournament, Ntagha successfully passed the advanced rules examination, which means she has now elevated from white badge to blue badge. Furthermore, Ntagha is now a certified regional competition manager after completing the examination last December. Tsepo Kihimile.
The Botswana Table Tennis Association's efforts to grow local table tennis and its official is beginning to bear fruit, as evidenced by the likes of Rita Ntagha, who is the first local umpire to amass those accolades.
Table tennising, World Championship.
This achievement means growth for table tennis. I will be able to officiate at bigger stages such as the World Championships. Moreover, for you to umpire in these particular tournaments, you have to acquire a blue badge.
Umpiring. And then also when it comes to the competition manager one, organize the tournament there, even regionally and internationally.
Ntagha further said this qualification will help her organize well-her tournaments, which started back in 2022.
Okay, December, regional competitions manager.
I wrote the regional competitions manager examination this December, and even though we started in 2022, they decided to let us sit for the examination in 2024. However, I wrote the advanced rules examination this past week, which elevated my position from white badge to blue badge.
January, white badge, blue badge umpire. Advanced rules examination, umpiring. White badge, blue badge. So what happens is you write the advanced rules examination and then you go through what is called evaluation. Evaluation, so I wrote the exam, I passed it, and I was evaluated. Meet that then 4. 2 in each tournament, so ke khona gore ke tse di meet tse pedi e be go nna le mo go teng ke gone interview ya teng ba checkela gore a o khona go nna conversant in English.
Ntagha's recent qualifications will elevate local table tennis to greater heights as they are amongst the best performing sporting codes in the country. Tsepo Kihimile, PTV Sport, Seseretsegama International Airport, Gaborone.
And now switching codes, the Botswana Basketball Association Technical Director Trinos Moyo says they need to work hard in ensuring that basketball reaches all areas of the country by encouraging and supporting academies, as they are the ones who bring a large pool of players in the absence of school sport. Khomoso Safako.
In recent years, the school sport program has provided a large pool of players for various sporting codes. Since its absence, sporting codes like basketball has a big challenge for grooming younger players, as they don't have sufficient academies, with less than 10 at the moment.
I don't want to lie to you that for now it is true. You find that we have in Gaborone alone we have about 15 teams, 15 basketball teams that are here. And in Gaborone alone, we have 6 female teams, and the rest of the country we don't have teams. So that's something that we really want to look at and work on and make sure that we reach to other regions of the country. And also you find that in Gaborone we have 6 or 7 academies. One academy in Sarowe, one academy in Francistown, and we have Rabonaha program in Maun. So you see, we really need to push. I think we also have another academy in Pique. So we need to encourage more academies. I think that's the way to go. As long as you don't have school sports, so we need to push academies that are there and support them. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be supporting the academies, because even here in Gaborone, you see most of the kids that have made it in the final selection, they are kids that are coming from academies, kids that are consistently playing.
Moyo further said despite this challenge, basketball has made strides both in local and international scenes.
It's not bad. We're getting there. We competed in Ghana last year. We came fourth at the Africa Games. So that shows that we are doing well. We sent a team to Zimbabwe. Although we didn't make it very well for club championships, the team did very, very well. You could see with the margins that we were losing to that. It was just those were small margins, and I think we're now there, 100%, and we are going to be there.
He said with proper support from different stakeholders, they can grow the sport and also improve the status of basketball. Khomzo Sefako, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And finally, in the FNB Premier League fixture, which was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch last year, Gaborone United held lock leaders Tafik FC to a 1-1 draw in Francistown. Molaudi Tlhalefang opened the scoring in the 5th minute of the game to give the Reds a lead, while Kemonetswe Mangwedi pulled one back for the hosts in the 36th minute to secure a point which ensures they remain top of the lock standings with 30 points, while Gaborone United is still on position 3 with 26 points.
Today's game, if you look in general, we created chances. First half, we had some chances we could have scored. Danger, Messi, Mpo. But we managed to get an early goal. And if you could see tactically, we matched them, they could not play. Only they were playing long balls. And even I told the boys, be aware of the set pieces throw-in, which we consider from the throw-in. If you look at it, it's not where they get a chance through play. It's through when they make a mistake, they play a set piece or a throw-in, but they were not a threat match really.
The boys played well. They played Ghana. It's only that we consider the goal earlier. It's unfortunate. We didn't want to reconsider first half, but it's unfortunate we considered first half. But the boys fought for a final equalizer before they are breaking, and after breaking, I think we tried everything for a final winning goal, but we are just unlucky.
Well, that is it for sport this evening. Let's now take a look at stories making headlines once again.
Botswana and Guinea-Bissau emphasized the need to elevate and deepen relations. President Boko says civil society has a critical role to ensure effective governance.
Local table tennis umpire Raya Thaga returns home from officiating at the World Table Tennis Tournament.
Liza Osegeng in sport, bringing us to the end of our news bulletin this Wednesday evening. Topo Taposa was in sign language. Up next to see weather update.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather forecast. I am Obakeng Kasper Matai. Let's start by looking at rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. 62 millimeters at Ruben Muzakas 4, 59 millimeters at Mambo Primary School, 50 millimeters at Masunga Landfill, 30 millimeters at Zamaya Primary School, 23 millimeters at Butale Primary School, 20 millimeters at Ramukhebana Primary School, 15 millimeters at Makunda Primary School, 12 millimeters at Nshakashuka Primary School and Sese Gate, 10 millimeters at Jamataga Primary School, as well as in Changate Primary School. 8 millimeters at Eveda Metropolitan Station and Tini Primary School. 7 millimeters at Shashamuke Primary School. 6 millimeters at Ngange Primary School. 5 millimeters at Baje Primary School. 4 millimeters at Kazungula Primary School. 3 millimeters at Chobe Junior Secondary School. 2 millimeters at Suwa Junior Secondary School, as well as in Kasani International Airport. 1 millimeter at Letlhakane, Suwa, and Tsabong Meteorological Station. Over Bonopolis, we recorded some drops. Now looking at the current satellite picture, cloudy condition is still visible over the northeastern parts of our country, and elsewhere, partly cloudy condition is visible. On Thursday, over southern, central, and northeast, we're expecting cloudy conditions with fairly widespread thunder showers. Over southern, southeast, Katlengwene, northern, central, and Chobe, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with scattered thunder showers, and elsewhere we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with isolated thunder showers. In the morning, over the entire country, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius in Gaborone up to 21 degrees Celsius in Maung. In the afternoon, over central and northeast, we're expecting mild temperatures ranging from 24 degrees Celsius in Mahalape up to 26 degrees Celsius in Suapen. For southern Khansi and Khalagadi, we're expecting hot temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius in most places of this district, and elsewhere we're expecting warm temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius in Jani up to 31 degrees Celsius in Gumar. Now look at some cities in Africa. Over Antananarivo and Luanda, we're expecting cloudy conditions with thunder showers, and then for Dar es Salaam, we're expecting patches of clouds to be visible. In Nairobi, Gqeberha, Cape Town, and Windhoek, we're expecting clear skies with a maximum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius in Antananarivo and 31 degrees Celsius in Luanda. Looking into Addis Ababa, Khartoum, and Jamina, we're expecting clear skies with a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius in Addis Ababa, 36 degrees Celsius in Khartoum. For Cairo and Rabat, we're expecting some patches of clouds to be visible with a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius in Cairo. Looking into Tripoli and Monrovia, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with possibility of showers and some thunder showers over Monrovia with a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius in Monrovia. That's all I had for you. Have yourself a good night.